Hey everyone, welcome to PastorChef again today. Dunk, it is great to be here with you, mate.
It's great to be here too, Andy.
And everyone here.
Yes,
great to have you with us. Mate, what are we going to cook today?
Today we are crumbing.
Crumbing. Let's do it. All right, mate, crumbing. What do we do first?
Well, today we're going to crumb some chicken breast and then
Yeah.
turn that into a chicken parmigiana.
Parmigiana,
But
yum.
in Australia we call it a Parma.
A Parma. Sounds great.
And what are we talking about today?
Mate, we're going to talk about disciplines, all right? I know, interesting, but we're going to get to it. All right, mate, where do we start?
Great, it's so simple. So crumbing basically is a method of protecting the meat or vegetable from the hot oil.
Right.
That's literally what it's doing. And we've got three main ingredients here. Flour to start with, and then an
Plain
egg.
flour.
Plain flour.
Yep.
Yep. And then we've got an egg wash made of egg and milk, and some breadcrumbs. If you want to crack those eggs and beat them up for me.
Sure. Oh, into here.
Yeah.
I was going to crack them into the milk.
Straight into there. Would be great. Thank you.
One.
So with this egg portion, traditionally you can use just straight egg.
Am I just beating this up in
Yeah,
here?
just beat that up. So straight egg is really thick and it binds really well, so you get a really good coating. But it can be more economical to add some milk to it, just to make that liquid bigger.
Great idea.
Yes.
I've had that trouble in the past where I'd get to the end of my crumbing and I've just got no egg left.
Yep, and you can add that milk.
Yeah, great.
So most restaurants will add milk and egg together, so you can put the milk in there as well now and give that a beat, just so that it all becomes one. We call that an egg wash.
Okay, great.
Now with the crumbs, today we've just got some plain dried breadcrumbs. This is actually from fresh bread that after sliced, let it dry out and then just blended it in a blender.
Okay, great. Perfect.
Yeah. Now we've got some chicken breast here. I've got 2 chicken breasts, but I've cut them in half. And the reason for that is because it makes them just a little bit thinner.
Yeah, excellent.
And that way you get a nice thin schnitzel.
Yep.
And it won't take too long to cook. If it's
Great.
too thick, by the time it cooks through, the crumbs are burnt. So this is the next lesson. This is a good one.
All right, good.
Got some gloves here.
Yep.
They are size medium.
Size medium, that's good.
Yep.
I don't want the little ones.
Not the little ones
Not
that
the kiddie
don't fit.
gloves.
And I've got the size large because I've got big old Scottish hands.
Big old hands.
Now there's a rule with crumbing. Dry hand, wet hand.
Okay.
So this way, if you're crumbing lots of things, you don't end up crumbing your whole hand and big fat fingers.
You
with
know
crumbs.
I've had that experience before.
Have you?
I have, absolutely. This is the way to go.
So I'm going to do one, Andy, and then you can do the next one. So what we do
perfect.
is we go.
I'm going to defork that.
You
Get
can
rid
move
of it.
that over there. So my left hand's going to be the dry hand.
Yep.
We're just going to put that into the flour.
Yep.
And then just shake that off. Drop it into the egg wash. And then I'm going to use my wet hand to take that out. Let it drip into the breadcrumbs. Dry hand. And then, but just pick it up like that. So what this one here has literally just got milk on it, and this one here is literally still dry. Now that is crumbed suitably for shallow frying, pan frying, or deep frying.
Yep.
If you are doing something really delicate like fried ice cream
Right, okay.
or fried camembert, which melts, we can double crumb. And in that case, we would go back into our egg wash at this point,
Yep.
and with our wet hand, take it out,
Yeah.
put it in here, and with our dry hand, just crumb it a second time. What that does is it protects the meat even more.
I know what you're thinking, everyone, and you're thinking the right thing.
Did I swap hands?
Swap
I knew what I was
I'm thinking the same thing as you were.
As I was doing it, I thought, have I swapped hands?
Look, we get the point.
Yeah,
We get the point.
wet hand, dry hand. So there you go, piece of crumb chicken.
All right, you want me to have a go?
You go for it, mate.
All right.
But you can do all three at once.
Dry hand.
Yep, do one. Yep,
Yep. And then pick it up.
yep,
Pop it in there.
correct.
Wet hand.
Wet hand.
Flip it over once.
Yep, let it drip.
Drip a little bit off.
Yep,
Over into the crumbs.
other hand. Yep.
Yeah, dry hand. But
Dry
I'm on a little bit of wet, so there's a
That's
little
like
bit of
a little
crossover.
bit of, yeah. of course.
And look, that looks pretty good. Is that
That's
okay? Is that done enough?
Yeah, you could always, if you wanted to, you could always push them in like that if you
Okay,
really wanted
okay,
to.
great.
But that is fine.
And when you're doing the bread,
Yep.
do you use the bread that's like a stale bread? Keep going.
Yeah, keep going. Stale bread it actually doesn't really matter.
Okay.
It's just that when you blend fresh breadcrumbs, they can sort of goo back together.
They bind a bit, don't they?
Yeah, so what I would normally do there is if I was crumbing fresh breadcrumbs in a food processor,
Yep.
put the fresh bread in and maybe just a handful of flour, and that dry flour just helps keeps it a little bit loose.
Right.
Yep. But you can use panko breadcrumbs for Japanese bread. You can even add Parmesan cheese into the breadcrumbs if you want to do like a piccata Milanese, like Italian style.
What?
Fresh herbs, lemon zest, salt and pepper, anything you want, just to spice up your
a bit of seasoning
crumbs.
in there. Yeah, great. Sounds good.
Doing well, mate.
Thanks, mate. Nearly there.
It's a slightly messy process. Have you ever had a crumbed Mars bar?
I have not. Oh, deep fried Mars bar?
Yeah.
No. Are they good?
I love it.
So crumb a Mars bar.
Freeze the Mars bar first so it's really chilled.
Okay.
Crumb it, deep fry it.
I feel like this
crispy
is
coated, and then when you eat all that gooey melting goodness inside.
I feel like this is a bonus. A bonus.
That's a
episode,
bonus
people.
thing. Just waiting for you to
All
come.
right. Does that look good?
Done.
Great. Over there.
Okay.
What about this little one? No.
That's a nugget. So there we have our beautiful crumb chicken. Now you can fry this straight away, but I recommend just leaving it for about 10 minutes in the fridge. And what that will do is it will allow those crumbs just to really bind with that little nugget there. And then we'll fry.
Great.
So we're going to clean this up.
Yep.
And then we're going to fry and talk about
Great.
discipline.
We'll be back. All right, mate. We've cleaned up. We are back. What is next?
So we've got some oil here just heating up.
Yep.
Now, if you pan fry, it would be like a few tablespoons of oil. Easy to do, but you don't get a nice even colour. You sort of get slightly darker patches where it's touching the pan. In a deep fryer, you get the most even colour because it's oil everywhere. With shallow frying, we've just got like half an inch of oil. So it's sort of going to be half coated, so we need to turn it. We just need to make sure our oil is about 180 degrees.
Yep. What type of oil are you chucking in?
This one is just plain vegetable oil.
Okay.
You could use other oils, but olive oil might be a bit strong.
Yep.
But you could use olive oil as well if you wanted to. Now, one way to test if the oil is hot is to use a wooden skewer and to put it into the oil. And if you see bubbles coming from the wood, see the little bubbles
I can
there?
see those little ones.
They're
yeah.
only small,
Yeah.
but that bubbles is a sign that it's hot enough to fry.
Okay.
Or you could use a thermometer and you could take a temperature holding the end of the thermometer in there and then make sure it gets up to 180.
Yep. Right.
So either one of those, you don't want it crazy hot, otherwise it will burn.
Sure.
Cool.
Okay. Excellent.
Awesome. So we'll just put one of these in here. Just get a light sizzle. So you can see this that little bubbling around the outside
Oh,
there.
yeah, great.
So you don't want a crazy hot fry because it will burn. And then we just really gently lower the chicken into the oil.
Obviously, as you get more in, it rises the level of the oil that little bit
Correct.
as well.
So if you've got enough oil, it almost is like deep frying.
yeah.
So we're just
So
going
is that what you're looking for with this? You're looking for really that oil to just be over the top of the chicken, or
Yeah.
even halfway up is
Totally.
is
If you've
gonna
got
be
enough
fine.
room, definitely. I'm going to put all four in here.
And the nugget.
And the nugget.
Don't forget the
Don't
nugget.
forget the nugget. So we're going to put those in there. Your nugget, you're eating that one,
Great.
is a mini parmigiana.
Mini parmigiana.
So we're just going to leave that like that.
And tell me about the distance between the pieces of meat in there
Look,
required. or?
ideally you don't want to overload the pan, and you definitely don't want them to overlap each other because
Yeah.
they'll stick and stop the crumbing from getting colour.
Yeah.
This would be absolute maximum in this pan. But we're
Okay.
doing a family of 4 maybe.
Great.
When you're only
We'll
four.
make it happen. Great. All right. Sounds good.
Discipline.
Discipline, man. We all experience discipline in life, and I'm not talking about the discipline as in like you did something wrong discipline, but disciplines that get us to a point that we want to go to. Think of things like working out at the gym because you've got a goal, and so that you have to be you have to be disciplined to actually go and commit to that.
Yeah.
Or we talk about diet, and that's
Yeah.
another one as well. If you want to eat healthy, then you've got to be disciplined
Oh, yeah, you do.
to not pick up the sugary stuff and actually pick up the vegetables. Correct?
Try being a chef.
Oh mate,
and
I don't
diet.
know. I don't know how. I don't know how. There's so many delicious things.
Did you taste that? Yes, I tasted it.
So disciplines, and you had an interesting thought about discipline as well, with regard to family life.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I've got 2 elderly boys who have grown up and moved out of home, and 1 young one still at home. And I'm reflecting on the time when they were growing up. How many times they said, "Hey, Dad, can we go to the park?"
Yeah.
And sometimes life gets in the way, or work gets in the way. Oh, later, or maybe not today. But when you show that discipline to your child and say, "Yes,
Yeah.
I'll go get the bike. I'll go get the bat and the ball.
Yeah.
Let's go," and you go there, and you might somewhere in your mind be thinking about what you've got to do. But then when you get home and you've spent that time with them and you see them laughing and smiling, you just realise the reward from actually that discipline.
Well, it's being disciplined to have family time.
Right.
And for all of us, and whether you've got young kids or perhaps grandkids, or even for you, it's social time. And sometimes it's easy for us to become insular and we've got our own things to worry about. But investing ourselves into family time and other things is really important. And so we can have that goal, but being disciplined enough to say, yes, we are building that into our schedules is really important. And so to take that to another level when it comes to our spiritual lives, and mate, these are looking all right.
Yeah, they're just bubbling away.
Are you going to flip them?
I will flip them, but I will flip them
When the
because you
time's
can see how they're just above the oil still.
So would you normally flip them, or only because they're sitting above the oil?
In shallow frying, always flip them.
Okay, great, great. And so when it comes to spiritual disciplines, there's things where if we have a goal to grow in our relationship with God, which I do, then we need to have disciplines in place. And so there's 3 disciplines I just wanted to encourage everyone around. Everyone can apply these to their lives as well. And it's a discipline of, number 1, the Word, so the Bible, actually reading the Bible and getting that into us. Number 2 is worship, having time where we can sit and we can, in adoration, give praise to God. And number 3 is prayer. And so prayer is that time where we get to dialogue with God. We get to bring our requests to Him. We get to give Him thanks. And so those 3 things, and as a starting point, it simply needs to be 5 minutes. 5 minutes a day. If you haven't done it before, or you just need to get started, 5 minutes of prayer, 5 minutes of worship, 5 minutes of the Word is a great start. And out of that, often even, when you start working out, you're like, I'm seeing the benefit of this and I want to do more. And it's a similar thing. But the thing to note about disciplines is it's not about, the discipline is not the end. The discipline is the means. And so we don't read the Bible just to read the Bible. We read the Bible because that leads us to grow in our relationship with God. We know Him better because we read the Bible. And so what are the 3? Dunk, I'm testing you.
The Word, worship, and prayer.
That's it. Those 3. It's a great way to start.
I can cook and listen.
Come on, man. That's good. That's good.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Just really easy. Something we can all put in place as well. And it can make a real big difference in our lives.
Awesome.
I think worth noting right now, if you've got any questions about that, even your spiritual walk, about God, about Jesus, and any of this sort of stuff, we would love to answer those questions for you. And you can, comments is probably not the best way to do that. Shoot us an email. The description is in the link to the YouTube video always, and we would love to hear from you.
Awesome.
These are looking good, mates.
They are. The nugget is just deep frying because it's under there somewhere.
It's just floating around in the bottom there.
Can I just reflect on when you were talking about those 3 disciplines?
Yeah.
I love my wife's discipline for prayer.
Yeah.
Every morning we eat, or dinner we eat, and she'll pray for that meal.
Yeah.
And it just helps you just go, yeah, that's right, we've got to pray.
Yeah.
And worship is such an important thing, and I'm just reflecting on this time in Uganda. And that song, Behold.
Yeah.
What the chorus?
The chorus says, then sings my soul.
Then sings my soul.
How great your love is.
And one day I was in Uganda and I just walked off into this field and I just found this log and sat down and I just started softly singing this song.
Yeah.
And I was looking out at the mountains over the Congo and I just started singing louder and louder and I completely forgot where I was and who was around me. And I was singing like chorus.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe it. And it was such a great grounding moment between me and God, where I was right then.
That's it, because worship, it is adoration of God. We sing to Him, but it also takes us away from perhaps our own troubles in life and draws us to putting our focus on Him.
Right.
Which is what we want to do at all points.
There we go.
Lovely,
all right.
mate. Lovely.
So we can see here that the parmigiana, has no parmigiana yet at the moment, just a chicken schnitzel. You can see there that the crumbs are nice and brown.
Yep.
Now, if you were to cook this through and just serve it with a lemon, you'd want to make sure that it is cooked inside. So you'd want to make sure that you do a temperature test inside the chicken and make sure that it's above 75 degrees.
Yep.
Because we're going to put them in the oven, it doesn't matter if they're slightly under because they're going to further cook in the oven.
Great.
So I'm going to turn that off.
So you're looking for colour mainly at this point?
Yeah.
Great.
Colour, and also they are going to be quite well cooked as well.
Onto the pan with the little bit of, do you want me to hold that?
Thank you.
Yep.
So this one here, just a little bit of paper towel.
Yep.
In the industry we call this a draining station.
Okay.
I challenge you to make a draining station at home. Okay, and the chicken nugget.
Oh yeah, don't forget the
Don't
nugget.
forget the nugget.
He's well done. I'm sure
Okay.
he doesn't need to go in the oven.
I'm going to move this over here,
Oh, look at those.
and I'm going to move this over here.
How many secret herbs and spices you got in here?
12.
Oh no. Great.
Now I've got 3.
Looks good.
Breadcrumbs,
Yep.
salt and pepper.
Okay.
So now, mate, what we're going to do is make our parmigiana. So we've just got here some plain tomato Napoli. You
Yep.
can just buy it in a jar.
Yep.
If you want to put maybe 2 good spoons on each one, or 1, just whatever you like.
Like spread it across.
Yeah, put a couple, or 1 or 1.5. There you go. Give it
Good.
a spread. Some people like it really saucy and really moist, and other people like it just that little bit of touch
Just a
of
layer.
tomato. Yep. So we put the tomato on, and then we've got some nice Parma ham. You could use prosciutto, you could use pancetta, you could use smoked salmon if you really wanted to.
Yeah, okay.
But we've got some ham there. I'll show you one here.
Yeah, please.
We just sort of tear it up. Now you can lay it flat if you like, or you could sort of twist it and bundle it up if you wanted to have a bit of a play, a bit of height like that.
Wow,
So whatever
okay.
you like.
Well, look, I mean, you've gone pretty advanced there on me. So I'm feeling like just like laying it across the top.
Yep.
Look, which one would you prefer?
No worries. And of course, if you've got someone in the family who doesn't eat ham, you just put the cheese straight on top. Then we've got some nice mozzarella cheese.
Yep.
You could use tasty cheese if you wanted to, but I love that gooey stretch of mozzarella cheese.
Yeah.
And we've got some
Good
grease
dash,
paper
mate.
underneath.
Good dash.
Oh, Parmigiana has to have a good amount of cheese. There we go.
Isn't it? Oh, we don't put Parmesan cheese on a Parmigiana, do we?
You could put Parmesan cheese. You could mix the Parmesan in with the mozzarella.
And what
if you
about
wanted
this
to.
one? How do you put that? Yeah, just throw it on
just
the top.
like that. Absolutely. Now,
Tuck
if
it
you're
into the
vegan, not vegan or vegetarian, you could do this with eggplant. It's fantastic. It's called melanzane parmigiana.
Okay.
And you get black eggplant, slice it, crumb it, fry it. Same thing. No ham, tomato, vegan cheese or cheese in the oven. They're amazing.
Good idea for those of you who aren't meat eaters like us.
Awesome.
Very good.
In the oven.
Yep.
180, maybe about 15 minutes.
Ooh, just hang about. We'll be back in a second. All right, here we are. Doesn't it look good?
Looks wonderful, mate.
So
Looks
good.
wonderful.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Look at that. So look at that.
Oh.
Andy's teasing me because I say look at that too much. So you can see the chicken is cooked
Yeah,
beautifully
beautiful. It's
there.
really-
That lovely mozzarella cheese.
Really
So,
smooth.
so to serve one of these, Andy, you would just put them straight on the plate.
Yep.
Let your family get into it.
Yep.
Maybe some salad on the side or some
Yeah.
chips or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yep.
So I'll get one for
Get
you
the
as
nut.
well.
Oh, one for me.
One for
oh,
you as well.
yes. So good. Thank you.
Mate.
What am I going to have with that?
You know you were talking about the discipline of the diet?
Yeah. Oh, thanks, mate. What are you saying, Duncan? Come on.
Oh, don't forget to garnish your food, Andy. There we go.
Great.
Lovely.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this. Is going to keep me going all day.
Got some Parmesan cheese. I got some basil there, just to garnish it. Just really simple. Of
Beautiful.
course, you guys have to imagine whatever else you put on the plate.
It's great. Chicken Parmigiana right there. Try it at home. Work it with something else. And don't forget those disciplines. Get it into your life. The word, worship, and prayer.
Yep.
And you will grow in your walk with God.
Absolutely.
Have a great day. Have a great week. And we will see you in the next one.
Don't forget to subscribe,
Please.
to our channel
Please.
and keep hearing that word of God.
And let your friends know.
Absolutely.
See you soon.
Enjoy.